Also, here we go with the women 200 meters competition. Here, Anita from Nigeria, Victoria from Kazakhstan, Jalika
Lane 4, representing Republic of Gambia, Jalika Bajinka
from Gambia.
في الحالة الخامسة ممثلة مملكة البحرين
Salwa from Bahrain.
representing Kingdom of Bahrain, Salwa Nasser.
في الحالة السادسة
حاجة ساران.
Lane 6, representing Republic of Guinea, Haja Saran
From Guinea.
في الحالة السابعة ممثلة جمهورية أذربيجان
Lamia from Azerbaijan.
Republic of Azerbaijan, Lamia Valieva.
سباق 200 متر السباق الأول للسيدات.
This is the women's 200 meter heat.
So this will be women 200 meters round one, hit one, who will reach to the final. We will see. Let's go. Here we go with the 200 meters for women here. And who is in the first? Here we go. Inijan is in the first place. Anita from Nigeria has gotten the first place here. And here was the result for the first round. Anita from Nigeria.
Those attempts have been scratched. Right, now let's turn our attention to the women's 200-meter final. Two runners from Nigeria, two from Bahrain. The quickest time belonging to Odiong, Edidi Odiong of Bahrain, in terms of personal bests. And also Salwa Nasser, a quick time for her as well. So you'd expect one of the Bahraini girls to cross the line first, certainly based on personal best times. But that's not always how it pans out. So Bahrain in lane 2, Bahrain in lane 7, Nigeria in lane 1, and Nigeria in lane 6.
2025 مليئة بالتفاعل والذكريات الجميلة لكل الأعمار.
Thompson Omokwe, who we saw just a little bit earlier tonight, getting a medal around her neck for the 4x100 meter relay final.
For the women's 200 meter final.
في الحارة الأولى ممثلة جمهورية نيجيريا الاتحادية.
Lane 1, representing Federal
she
Republic
goes.
of Nigeria, Maria
Omokwe, Maria Omokwe in lane 1.
وفي الحارة الثانية
The favourite,
Lane 2,
Salwa Nasser of Bahrain, goes in lane 2. She too has already picked up a medal this evening for the relay.
Lane 3, representing
Azerbaijan
Republic of
and
Azerbaijan,
Valieva go in lane 3.
في الحارة الرابعة ممثلة جمهورية غامبيا.
Lane
From
4,
the Gambia,
representing Republic of Gambia.
Isatou Sey, she goes in lane 4.
في الحارة الخامسة ممثلة جمهورية الكاميرون.
From Cameroon, Tonjok, Kole Tonjok, she goes in lane 5.
في الحارة السادسة ممثلة جمهورية
In lane 6, Anita Enaruna, the second of the Nigerians.
Nigeria, Anita Itohan Enaruna.
في الحارة السابعة ممثلة مملكة البحرين.
In lane 7, it's the second of the Bahrainis, Edidi Odiong. Keep an eye on her in this race.
في الحارة الثامنة ممثلة مملكة
And
المغرب.
in lane 8, it's the Moroccan Sarah El Hashimi.
سباق 200 متر نهائي لفئة السيدات.
This is the women's 200-meter final.
So the women's 200-meter final is about to get underway here at the Prince Faisal bin Fahad Stadium in Riyadh.
On your marks.
And they're away.
ينطلق السباق.
The final of the women's 200 meters. Who will come off the bend first? Odiong in lane 7 is going very strong indeed, the Bahraini. As she heads down the back straight, it's going to be Odiong of Bahrain. Odiong of Bahrain comfortably across the line from her colleague, I think, Salwa Nasser in lane 2. I think she's picked up the silver. A big hug between those two. Nasser came very strong in the final 30 yards. And I think it may be a Bahraini 1-2. As far as third place is concerned, I think it was Kole Tonjok of Cameroon who came home in third, but there were 2 or 3 that were bunched close together. There's confirmation. The favourite, Edidi Odiong, 22.29 for her. She takes gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest.
And you knew as she come round that bend,
let me tell you about
putting distance between herself and the others, you knew as soon as she got onto the straight, she would just light it up. And that's exactly what Edidi Odiong did.
Known across the world and passed down from
Across the line comfortably from the rest. Salwa Nasser was pushed all the way. And there's
he's also artistic, loves
a hug for the third place finisher, Kole Tonjok of Cameroon. So Odiong in 22.99, Salwa Nasser crossed the line in 23.52.
Memorable for all ages.
There's the three medalists. And Collier Tammy Tonjok, she did a time of 23.60, I beg your pardon. Yes, 23.60 for Collier Tammy Tonjok.
Take a look at the screen for the results of the women's 200-meter final.
So, gold and silver to Bahrain, bronze to Cameroon. And there's confirmation of the times.
Some fun at these World Championships as
share, and every single day she has a different color, and I think this is just so impactful for young girls who see themselves in Shelly-Ann when they see her out here fully being herself and embracing her passions on and off the track. So undisputed, you gotta hear this, undisputed greatest of all time in the 100. She won her 5th 100-meter title, the only woman to win 5 world titles in the same individual event. Just absolutely incredible.
This crowd knows that the next big superstar in this event could be Abby Steiner, the NCAA champion, the collegiate record holder. Only Shericka Jackson has run faster this year. She's also the U.S. national champion this year to boot.
Okay, so you'll often hear Addo talk about UCLA. You'll hear Sonia talk about Texas or Baylor. Have a look at
Kudos to the coaches of that school and how well their athletes have not just run collegiately, but continued to run.
The only athlete here who has beaten Abby Steiner is this 19-year-old from Nigeria.
The Nigerians are very excited about her, the SEC champion. So she won SECs, Steiner got her back at NCAAs, and now they're in adjacent lanes representing their country at the World Championships. You better believe that those 3 lanes, 4, 5, and 6, are going to be hot for this semifinal.
And Favor O'Feely said, I didn't just come here to compete. I am here to win. That might be a little tough against Shericka Jackson, but we'll see. Final, semi-final. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Favor O'Feely, Abby Steiner in this. Who's going to make the cut to make the final?
This is Abby Steiner's 54th race of the year. Look at the world champion at 100 meters. She knows she has to build a lead because Steiner and O'Feely are going to be coming.
Here comes the young American on the inside of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And Favor O'Feely's got some work to do. Wow. Only the top 2 go through. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce have left them behind. She wins in 21.83. Abby Steiner will go through on the automatic qualifier. And Favor O'Feely in 3rd. We'll have to look at the time. Wow. Championships.
Prior to last year, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce had never broken 22. I wasn't sure if she was a medal contender at this meet. In this event, she is.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Otto. I was shocked. I wasn't shocked at her first 100. I just didn't think that she would hold it so well. And she still looked comfortable in the final part of that race. I saw her after the 100-meter race, and I asked her, you going to run a 200? She said, absolutely. Wow. The kind of passion that she still has for this sport. After going from the pocket rocket to mommy rocket, after dominating still in the 100, to see how much she still loves to compete, it is so admirable.
Best is 21.79. She just ran within 300s. And how did she do it? By having this monster start. You talk about a turn. She ran a turn. She almost straightened the turn. And then we thought, okay, maybe Steiner and O'Feely come back at her. No such happenings. The 100-meter world champion looks like she's going to be in the conversation for a medal as well.
And think about this for these 2 young women in the middle of the track. Favor O'Feely in the green and Team USA's Abby Steiner. This is important for them from a respect standpoint. And as far as age, for Steiner, she's giving away 13 years to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and for Favor O'Feely is giving away 16 years.
Wow.
And at 35, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce may have never looked better.
Let me tell you something about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. You don't get 10 world championship goals without having a precise plan. She would have seen this lane draw yesterday and known. I know that Steiner and O'Feely can run me down, but not if I put so much space between me and them in the first half that they have something to think about. And man, she took these collegians to school in this semifinal. 21-8, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is ready for the final.
Now you know why she's known as the Mummy Rocket. You just saw it. Season best for Shelly-Ann, Abby Steiner, Favour O'Feely, and both the women on the automatic qualifier are with our Lewis Johnson. Lewis?
Catching their breath. And so, Mommy Rocket, as everybody's calling you upstairs, how did you have all this speed and then be able to hold on to it in the second half of the race, after the 100 meters as well?
Yeah, I use what I have to my advantage. That's the first 100. So I tried to get out because I know speed was behind me. So I tried to get out as quick as I could and just focus on my technique coming home.
Abby, step in here. You belong here now in this conversation. Your 54th race of the season. How are you able to continue to run so well? And take me through maybe the last 20 meters to make sure you held on to second.
Yeah, just trying to maintain form and keep my posture coming on the backstretch.
The women's 200 meters is a discipline where raw speed meets intelligence, rhythm, and mental authority. Two seemingly different races, an opening heat at the Islamic Solidarity Games and a high-pressure World Championship semifinal, together illustrate the full spectrum of what elite 200m sprinting truly represents. At the Islamic Solidarity Games, the spotlight belonged to Anita Itohan Enaruna, who turned what should have been a routine first-round qualification into a statement of intent. From the gun, Enaruna attacked the curve with conviction, opening a visible gap within the first 80 meters. Unlike many athletes who conserve energy in early rounds, she chose control over caution. Her decisive approach eliminated any tactical uncertainty, forcing the rest of the field to race for second place. Crossing the line in 23.36 seconds, Enaruna not only secured victory but also demonstrated that she is peaking at exactly the right moment, confident, aggressive, and mentally composed. In contrast, the World Championship stage demanded a different kind of mastery, and this is where Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce once again separated herself from the field. Lining up in the 200-meter semifinal against younger challengers such as Abby Steiner and Favour O'Feely, Fraser-Pryce delivered a performance rooted in experience and precision. Her start was explosive, her curve running flawless, and her transition into the straight brutally efficient. Clocking a season-best 21.82 seconds, she didn't merely qualify, she imposed authority. The comparison between these two performances highlights the dual nature of the 200 meters. Enaruna's race was about asserting dominance early, controlling the race environment, and neutralizing potential chaos in a qualifying heat. Fraser-Pryce's run, however, was about survival and supremacy on the sport's biggest stage, where margins are razor-thin and reputations are tested under maximum pressure. Age, experience, and legacy add another layer to the contrast. Enaruna represents an athlete still carving her place, using aggression as a tool to announce herself. Fraser-Pryce, already an icon, races not to prove potential but to reaffirm greatness, defying age, expectations, and an ever-younger field. Together, these races remind us why the women's 200 meters remains one of athletics' most compelling events. Whether through emerging power or timeless excellence, the distance continues to produce performances that are not just fast, but deeply revealing of an athlete's identity.